I mean, he's out. Did you see the? I didn't see the injury. Christian Yelich is out for the season. What happened to him? Did he get hit? I didn't see the play.
Yeah. Well, the game wasn't in my area, but it was a serious injury enough to be out for the rest of the season.
Rest of the season, yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get the report up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get a chance to see the play. I saw it all over my phone over the weekend that he was out for the season, and I'm like, oh, well, that's not good for the Brewers because that's the one guy that kind of stirs the drink there in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm. And the Indians lost their closer.
Well, I mean, and then, being down here, the Rays are making a run. I think they won 6 in a row. I don't know if they won last night or they lost last night. But they're on a roll, too.
Yeah, like it matters, though.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna be in the wild card, and if say the Yankees are the team that, wins the record there and has the best record, the Rays haven't played very well against the Yankees all season, so it will be one of those one and done. And to go to Houston to have to play the Astros won't be easy either.
Yelich fractured his right kneecap.
Ooh, ouch! Oh yeah, that'll hurt.
Yeah.
That'll hurt you. Okay.
We don't know if he's going to need surgery or not. My guess is, I think you might need something.
Yeah. Yeah, if he fractured his kneecap, he might be out for the start of next season. That was how severe the fracture was. I mean, he could be out. If he has surgery right away, he could be out till spring training next year, part of spring training next year before he comes back. So that's
Yeah, we still don't know the extent of the damage.
Yeah, that's a huge loss for Milwaukee moving forward. That's rough. That is rough for the Brewers. And I know that they were making a run to try to get. I can't believe that St. Louis is the leader in the NL Central. I thought it was the Cubs, but it's the Cardinals that have the lead in the NL Central. So that's pretty cool. The Cubs, the Redbirds. See how far they can go, though, is the question this year. Well, I mean, so Lewis, with 12 days left, who do you have? Who's your World Series pick? Is it Houston and the Dodgers? Is it the Yankees and the Dodgers?
Yankees-Dodgers.
Yankees-Dodgers. That's who I picked.
Yankees-Dodgers.
That's who I picked too. I think that at the end of the day, that's who it's going to be also. I really honestly can say that. I think the Yankees have enough. Again, the team, of course, if they play the Rays or they play the Twins, they're going to have to play the Astros unless somebody pulls the rabbit out of their hat and takes down Houston. I could definitely see the Yankees and the Dodgers in the World Series. And you know what? To be honest with you, that would be good for baseball because it would bring two, original teams, I guess is how you can say it, back, because we all know they played each other when Dodgers were in Brooklyn. So, it would be interesting to see. Now, out of those two teams, Lewis, who do you have winning it all? Do the Yankees win the World Series, or is the Dodgers?
Well, I think I do see the Dodgers winning it. I mean, I think they're due. Okay. They've been there twice in a row. If they don't win, there's going to be a lot of changes in the offseason coming.
Yeah.
And the game will resume in about 20 minutes.
Okay. Do you think if the Dodgers lose the World Series that Dave Roberts gets fired?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah. So you think they move on to a new manager next year?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because they have the team.
Yes.
And they have a good team there in LA. So yeah.
I see some people leaving the team if this doesn't go. They're gonna break up this team.
And see, that's kind of the real bad part about that is you go so long, you win, but you can't quite win the World Series. So what do? They fire the manager, they break up the team, or you could just do what the Florida Marlins did, and when they won the World Series twice, they broke up broke the team up and said the heck with it and left the whole team. So
Yeah, look at them now.
yeah. Yeah.
Even when they won 2 World Series, they still didn't bring in any crowds.
And then they built that new stadium for them, and no one goes. I think they have the lowest attendance in all of baseball.
They do.
Yeah. And
it can't even attract flies.
And then of course, you have here in Tampa where the Rays fans they want a new stadium, but they know what happened in Miami, and he's not dumb. So unless things change and he gets some kind of big corporate sponsors here, they're not going to get a new stadium. And they can leave here in 5 years in 2024 and go to Montreal, because I think that's where he wants to move the team to. So, basically the Rays are on the clock to find a new owner before 2024. The team's going to be gone, in my opinion. That's just me.
Well, they are splitting their games up between Tampa and Montreal anyway.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
I agree with you. I think that's very stupid. To have the players play here and then have to move to Montreal and then move. Yeah, so no. I think that's stupid as well. Well, that's good that they're going to come back on in 20 minutes. That's good. Well, they're both 0-1. So
what do you do if they do make the playoffs? Then what's it going to be?
Well, see, that's the question, Lewis, that I asked too. I think it breaks down by who has the highest attendance. I think that if they have more people in Montreal, then it'll be in Montreal. If they have more people here in Tampa, then it'll be here in Tampa. Because you can't have a series where, all right, let's say that because it's baseball. Is it baseball 2-2, 1-1, 1-1, right? Is that how it's broke down?
2-3-2, 2-3-2.
2-3-2? Okay. So say the Rays they get the 4 home games. You're not going to play 2 in Tampa, and then the next 2 are going to be in Montreal. That's not going to work. There's no way Major League Baseball would allow that, but there's no way that would happen. So, yeah, that's no way that's going to happen. So, yeah, I think Lewis, it comes down to the fact that you have whoever has the highest attendance will get the playoff games, in my opinion. And if it's Montreal, well, then it's Montreal.
Well, Montreal, left bolted out after the '94 strike, and they never recovered from that. So I don't know how Montreal would react to this happening.
Well, and see, there lies that also. The Montreal already had a team that didn't work there once. What is it going to make it work there now? I don't see how. First of all, Montreal is a Canadian team. I was going to say that. I can't believe I just said that. Is a hockey town to begin with. Hockey runs through there with the Canadiens.
Yes.
They're not – it's not a baseball town. It's a hockey town. And, most of Canada is hockey, except for Toronto, but the Blue Jays are there. The Blue Jays won back-to-back World Series in the 90s. So, but they haven't been back since, but they still have won 2 they still won 2 World Series. But then again, that's a hockey town too, with the Maple Leafs. So
yeah.
And we're right. Speaking of that, we're right around the corner from preseason hockey starting up here
Sunday.
soon. So, there you go, Sunday. Okay, there we go. See, I knew it was coming up. Soon, so we'll be talking hockey here soon too. It's right around the corner.
Sunday's preseason. So the bulk of games won't start till Monday, but the first preseason game is Sunday.
Okay. And how Lewis, do you see the Devils doing this year? The young team.
If this new kid is what he's cracked up to be, Jack Hughes, they could have a good season. But if he's just going to be a bust, it could be a long season.
Okay.
They're really depending a lot on this kid Hughes.
That they got him as the first overall pick, right? That's who they drafted first, overall.
Jack Hughes.
Yeah. Well, and see, they're a young team. So maybe what happens with them is they'll come out of the gate and no one expects them to do anything, and this kid Hughes turns out.
Well, see, the thing is that happened last year. I mean, they were on a roll at the beginning. and then once Taylor Hall went down, that was the end of their season.
Okay. Well, then that's the thing then there, too. You got to make sure he stays. See, that's the thing about hockey. One player goes down on a team, it seems like the team goes down. Really, like if it's a key guy, that one guy goes down, then you have the whole team goes down. So you kind of have to say, okay, next man up, and hope that you can keep the team together. And like I said, the Devils and the Rangers both are young teams. So, the Ranger fans out there too, it's going to be one of those things. I mean, down here with Tampa, I had this conversation with one of my good friends that's a big Lightning fan like I am. In our opinion, if the Lightning do not make it out of the first round of the playoffs, say they get beat again in round one like they did last year, we think that John Cooper gets fired, even though I know he extension with the Lightning. But if we get knocked out in the first round again, like we did last year, I just don't see that happening. Don't see him surviving another year. The only issue is we don't have a coach in waiting. And there's no one that we have that's a coach in waiting. So that's the only issue is who will replace him if they do decide to let him go.
I mean, that was a surprise to us all, I think, really. Just not only losing first round, but getting swept.
Yeah, by the Blue Jackets, yeah. And then, being up, 3-0 in the first game after the first period of game one, they were cruising and then lost the game. So, yeah. Yep. Speaking of tonight, Lewis, do you think that Gerald McCoy marked this game on his calendar? He's going up against his former team?
Revenge? Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, and it's kind of bad. Like I mentioned earlier, that the game that they would have played in Tampa is in London this year, because I think he would have loved to have gone back to Tampa Bay in front of that crowded Raymond James Stadium and made some noise in front of that Tampa crowd.
Yeah, so I think the question is, how do the fans take it, though? Because how fans are when somebody who, bolted the team and left and came back, they don't take too kindly to it.
No, I mean, and that seems to be no matter who it is. I mean, you leave a team, you come back, and I mean, yeah, unless you did something spectacular with them, they'll boo you, and yeah, they don't like when former players come back. I mean, the only thing that I can think of is like a former player coming back. If you remember in hockey, I don't know if it was last year or the year before when Marc-Andre Fleury, the goalie for the Knights, came back to Pittsburgh and that whole tribute to him. That's about the only time I think I've ever seen a player be brought back to greatness, because of all the years he played in Pittsburgh. And, I mean, he didn't leave there on a bad note. Gerald McCoy didn't leave here on a good note. So, I think the fans know, they got on the radio and roasted him. Oh, we're so glad he's gone. He didn't mean anything. And they compare him to Warren Sapp, and they're two different type of players. I don't know how you can compare the two of them, but
you can't.
No, and I mean, you can't put that kind of pressure on one guy. And again, they didn't really have a very good team ever that he was here in his entire tenure either. So, I don't know what to say. I mean, I was a fan of his. I got to watch him in a few games, but hope he does well in Carolina. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Somehow Carolina doesn't, strike me. Even though they have won a title, that still doesn't strike me much of a hockey town.
And you know what? There's a lot of people, Lewis, that have them doing very well this year. I know they did very well last year, surprising a lot of people in the playoffs, but a lot of people have them, having another good season this year. So, yeah, I say I agree with you. I think Carolina is a hockey town compared to
No, I'm saying that they're not much of a hockey town.
Well, not much of a hockey town.
No, well, I don't really think so. I could be wrong, of course. But it doesn't strike me as much as a hockey town.
Well, because the Panthers play in Charlotte and the Hurricanes play in Raleigh, so, I mean, it's hard to hard to do. I mean, I don't know Carolina that well. I've never visited the state, so I don't